Got a frequency shot in my ear a little bit ago as I was crossing the street. Like right when I was getting across the street, there was a frequency being shot in my ear. It was kind of chill out there, which isn't really chill, but some days it's like slowed down a little bit. It's like 100 stalkers instead of 1,000 of them. So there's like 100 stalkers, but then they're like all in the distance instead of 1,000 of them, and a bunch of them all around me, and a bunch of loud sounds and shit, and loud cars driving by me and shit. Which has been like that the last few days. Like it's crazy stalkered up. The jets flying over my head and shit. But then today it was like kind of chill a little bit. So far. Except when I was recording this morning, it wasn't really. But I mean, when I went outside a minute ago, it was kind of chill. Uh, and then, Sunday mornings are usually kind of chill. But not really chill though. Like it's still stalkered up, you know. It's just 100 stalkers instead of 1,000 at a time. So and then like I was just like sitting closed with my eyes closed, like meditating, and like it's still like I can hear them all around me. Like a car will drive in front of me, and another car will close their car door at the same time, and then a car just parks right in front of me and shit. Like I'm sitting on the side of the street on a bench, you know, and it's like there's no ignoring them at all. Like unless I put headphones on, maybe, but then they're gonna like have someone like walking by me, and they're gonna be like talking loud when they walk by me or some shit, or like whatever. Like they're gonna do something to like they're gonna make a loud sound next to me or something, even if I have headphones on with my eyes closed. Or they're gonna shoot a frequency at me or whatever. So there's no ignoring them really. You can try to ignore them, and I definitely do try to ignore them. And I definitely like when I'm not recording, I'll usually most of the time just like try to ignore them, like walk with my head, just walk like just like look through them basically, you know. But like there's really no ignoring them though. So when I started the live stream, there was somebody walking by in the hallway. My neighbor was coughing this morning. I've been hearing all these like weird sounds in the walls, where it sounds like it's like inside my apartment, but like I heard it like on the other side of the room and this wall at the same time. I was here like, or not like that, but like it was like a quiet sound, like I was here like, and it sounds like it's coming from inside my apartment sometimes. But I always hear all these weird sounds coming through the walls. I'll hear tapping sounds on the walls. So they're making tapping sounds on the walls. They do it every day. I just hear this on every day. I just hear that every day. I don't know what it is, but I hear it synced up every day. It's just someone tapping on the walls, I think. So I see a guy with a red shirt, or a girl with a red shirt. And I'm pretty sure she's a girl that I've seen synchronizing before. I don't know if it's her or not. She's going in the door of the building as a tail lift drives out. But uh, like I said on that video this morning, before that video this morning, I was walking out of HealthWorks and I look at my phone. I look at the time on my phone and it says 9:11. And then, like, right after that, I started this live stream. I started that live stream this morning. And then, like, as I'm doing the live stream, I look at it and it says like a minute and 23 seconds or something like that, I think. And like this is always happening. Like I'll just look at the clock, or like I was looking at the timer on the YouTube like time counter on the live stream. And it said like 1, 2, 3. And then yesterday at work, I dropped off a delivery, and it was at like 3:21. And like this is always happening. And like I'll look at the clock, and it'll say 12:34, or 3:22, or 1:33, or 11:13 for A113, or like uh, you know 42, like 1:42 or whatever. Like I'll just look at the clock at these times all the time. Like it just happens like that, or I'll be doing something right at that time or whatever. Like I'll just look at the clock and it says 9:11. Just happens like every day, like multiple times throughout the day. And then like it was always happening at Domino's when I would like take deliveries out, or when I would like answer the phone. And it has like a timer thing on the phone of how many minutes you've been talking in seconds. And I would look at it at 3 minutes and 22 seconds or whatever. And it's like right as they're giving me their credit card number or some synced up moment like that, it's like I just glance over at the timer on the phone. I just happen to glance over at it. It's just like it's like it put the thought in my head to look over at it. I don't know. It's just weird. It's always happening. But I walked by Walgreens this morning, and I think it was the person who like opens the store was coming in because there was no cars in the parking lot, and then this car comes in the parking lot, um, and it just turns around and just parks. Like I'm walking up the sidewalk next to Walgreens, and it just turns and it just parks in the parking space that's right next to the sidewalk, right next to me. And like there's other stalkers driving by me on the street at the same time and shit. So that happened this morning. last night, it's Friday night, a bunch of people were outside my apartment yelling synced. Also last night, like I said in the last video, um, they there was just it was quiet, and then there's just this burst of all these different sounds all at once, like together, a cacophony of sounds uh, that like it's like people yelling. Uh, like last night, it was people yelling, somebody throwing something in a dumpster, and like an engine sound or something. And it's like all these sounds just all at once. Like it's just quiet, and then it's all these sounds all at once, and it's just like a burst of sounds, and then it's like quiet again right after that. Like, or it just starts a chain reaction of sounds, whatever. But like it's just quiet, and then it's just like like and like and the other night the same thing happened. Like it was just quiet, and then it was like a dog barking, an engine sound, and then like a tire screeching, and then like something like somebody walking by in the hall or something. I don't remember what everything was, but it was like all these things all at once. Just like all at the same time. And then I heard another tire screeching a minute ago when I was outside. I just hear tires screeching synchronized sometimes. And then I saw a U-turn before the video this morning. That like they did a U-turn right next to me on the street, in a really weird place too. And it was a red car too. I've been seeing red cars for like 3 days straight. But and then at the end of that video, there's another U-turn. And it's like doing a U-turn as like red shirts are getting in a green stalker car. I think it was a tan car doing a U-turn, and it had a military license plate. And like I was gonna try to zoom in on it, and then my camera like focus goes out, just gets blurry. I think they fuck up the focus sometimes, cause it just got blurry for no reason. And then what was it? Last night's video? Yeah. Um, there was a white truck that had like really bright headlights, and like I was trying to record this stalker behind him, and the headlights were like blinding my camera. And like it just like goes like black all of a sudden. They can't see. Cause he just had these fucking ultraviolet headlights on his truck. So, and then there was the sports announcer guy last night that was synchronizing. He synchronized at the door of the Freemason building, and then he synchronized at the corner of the one building, and then when I walked back the other way, he synchronized at that same place when I walked back the other way by it. And then he was synchronizing when I went live last night at my apartment. And then he was synchronizing on the other video like the other night. I don't know if you could really hear him on that video. I don't remember. I see a blue and a red car taking off out of the parking lot at the same time right now. And then last night, and then when I started that live stream in my apartment last night, there was this horn outside my apartment that was like some like high pitched. I don't know if it was a car horn or what. It was like this high pitched like horn. It's like it was just it's going off like that when I set up the live stream. I hear a car alarm. I think it started when I walked through the doorway. It's still going off. And it stopped right after this red car drove out. It wasn't at the same time though. But yeah, I'm still seeing a bunch of red cars. So so if you got a red car, drive it out and stock me with it instead of the other car or color that you got. If you got multiple cars, drive the red one today and the last 3 days. If you just got a white car, stock me with that one instead. If you got a green car, drive the red car, but drive the green car occasionally. I see a red car. Is he one? I think he. I think he was one. I think I just heard my neighbor cough. And then, like I've said this before too, but I think the bed bugs be walking up seeing. Like, I've been seeing, like I said, I've been seeing less and less of them. So, like, I think I'm almost there. I think they're almost gone, and I haven't seen any today yet. So, but occasionally I'll be seeing them. I'll just see like one, and then I'll kill it, and then I won't see another one for a few days, whatever. But like the other day, like I'm walking out the door, and I just see one. I just see one crawling out like in the box that's kind of over by the door, where I keep seeing bed bugs crawling out of occasionally. Um, just out of this one box. But like it's like right as I'm going out the door, like he's just crawling up out of the box at that moment. And like I'll just see them at moments like that. And like or like I'll go to grab like my sweatshirt and put it on and there's just a bug on it. And I'm like, I don't know. It just seems like they be synced sometimes. You know, other bugs are synced. And then one day I saw a beetle that looked synced. That was like crossing across the path in front of me, and right when I walk up to it, there's an engine sound or something, or a siren starting, or whatever it was. So I think the bed bugs be synced sometimes. But I don't know. It just seems that way sometimes. And who knows? Maybe someone planted the bed bugs in here, and they're CIA bed bugs. So I see the sync cars outside. I don't really got much else to say, I think. Um, vote for Illcat. Election's coming up. Get your votes in, guys. Election's coming up. If you don't vote, you can't complain when Illcat doesn't win. So, go vote. Right? Meow. I saw a red car when I walked up. Oh yeah, and then on that video last night, there was 3 different ATM transactions that were synced. And one of them was when I was going into Walgreens, and she's like pulling the card out as I walk by her, and then the cash is coming out, and then she's still standing there when I walk up to the checkout. Like, I'm pretty sure she already got the cash out of it. It sounded like it was cash coming out of it. But then she's just still standing there when I walk up to checkout, and then she's leaving right when I get my change back. She's walking out the door. And then there was the red car that pulled it, or there was the other truck that pulled into the U.S. Bank that's by the Freemason building ATM. And he like walks out the door when I get to the intersection, and then gets in his truck when I get across the intersection. And then there was a red car that went into the other ATM that's over by the Salvation Army, and drove into it. Next to me synced with the C3 license plate, and then drove out of it synced. So it was 3 different synced ATM transactions. It was a Friday, you know, they got their paychecks, so, but they were synced though. And they were all like taking a long time too. That was the other thing. It was like they were all like they were all like delayed ATM transactions. Like, why does it take so long to get your cash out of the ATM? Or like, I mean, maybe you're like putting your check in first and then you're cashing it, but still, it's taking a really long time. And then like at the Wells Fargo ATM, people are always like pressing the buttons synced on it, and you can hear it when I record it too, 'cause it's really loud. And people are always like, they'll pull up to the ATM synced, and then I'll just hear boop, boop, boop. And they're pressing the buttons on the ATM. I'll hear it synced. And then the intercom thing at Wells Fargo in the window, they'll be talking synced. Be like, hello, what can I do for you? I'll hear it synced. And you can hear it when I record when I walk by. So I think that's it for now. I'm out of here. Later, y'all.